Yeah, you can DM mine if you can find it, but I'm not going to tell you it.
Cowboy King.
Close. Cowboy King.
The Cowboy King.
It is kind of a cowboy name.
It literally is, isn't
Like
it?
if I was a gunslinger, it'd probably be my name.
Gunslinger Nick. It's very creative.
Dang it, I wish I thought of that.
I don't know. I wonder if you can have word gun in your like Instagram handle.
I think you can.
Think?
Yeah,
Probably.
as long as it's not like gun that's going to kill you, murder, stab, stab. You know,
Murder, stab, definitely going to kill somebody. All that matters is I don't know the words and I can sing it anyway. All that matters, but there's my hand of me. Bet no one knows the difference. No difference.
Justin Timberlake does. Okay.
No, he would listen to it and be like, yeah, that's the words. All that matters is a hammer hand or neck.
All that matters is all about
Respect. Neck. If you get matter, all that matters, neck and respect, nobody knows the difference.
Ice around my neck. That's what he says.
All that matters.
Do it every time. Come on.
Good morning, Los Amigos. So today we're doing a morning show because we've been very busy boys.
Yeah, we're busy boys.
Busy bees, busy boys.
We're working a lot, but we're trying to get our episodes in.
We got to get them in for you guys because we know that 100 of you are listening sometimes.
Sometimes.
And we don't know if it's the same 100 people
Sometimes.
or different random 100 people clicking and leaving.
Sometimes people are hating on our videos.
Yeah, guys, we started a reaction channel. And the point of a reaction channel is to make fun of videos. Now, if people's feelings get hurt, that's just a consequence of the jokes. And they're just jokes. You don't go to a comedian after a show, which I'm not saying we're comedians, but you don't go to a comedian after a show and say, you know, the thing you said, it probably hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah. Super white person thing to do.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's okay.
It's all
like,
good.
we knew we were going to get haters.
We're mixed race, so really you can't hate on us.
Yeah.
I'm half Mexican. If you're half Mexican,
you
can you
tell,
say...
But I'm a quarter Mexican.
If you're half Mexican, can you say mixed race? Or is that only like
Yeah, I
a
think
black-white
that's like-
thing?
Well, I think it's really if you're like, one of your parents is like full Mexican, one of your parents is full white.
Mine is.
Not like, okay, well then you got it. My dad's
Yeah.
half Mexican.
You're like,
so
I'm
like,
12%.
I'm a quarter Mexican, kind of.
I'm like 0.003% Jamaican.
I'm really whitewashed Mexican.
Yeah, you're like, even me growing up, when I would, like, I'd be in school
Mhm.
and they'd be like, what are you? And I'd be like, I'm half Mexican. And they'd be like, haha.
Dude.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
that wasn't a
I
joke.
never told anybody because I was like, no one fucking
Well, you're
believes
like a
me.
quarter. A quarter is straight up just white.
Yeah, but my grandma, literally, she made my mom
Your
get me and
abuela?
Susie, my abuela. Yeah, there you go.
go.
She made me and my sister get children IDs because people would come up to my grandma and be like, "Who are these kids?"
Oh my god.
Because I was a towhead,
Yeah.
like white kid.
Mhm.
My grandma looks like a full-fledged Mexican, so it's like everybody'd be like, "What is this old Mexican lady doing with this blonde, like German-looking kid?"
Dude, that's like that video. There's this viral video of this black guy who was a babysitter for
Yeah.
these white kids.
Mhm.
And this Karen was like, what are you doing with these kids? And she literally called the cops and was following his car. And the
Jeez,
cops like
dude.
pulled them over and they were like, what's up? And he was like, I'm their babysitter. And they called the parents and they're like, yeah, that's their babysitter. And this Karen was like, there's no way a black man could be watching children.
It makes no sense to me that those are the same people that are like, don't do that. That's racist. Like, that's
Yeah.
the Karens.
It's like,
But now you're doing racist
You're-
stuff. What the?
they're usually the
What?
most racist.
Yeah, bro. Like, no, you're the racist one. What
But the funny
hell?
thing is, I would expect a Mexican woman could be with any kids because I feel like that's the highest rate of like nanny.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're like a rich New Yorker, then you probably have like a hot Asian nanny or white nanny.
Or, yeah.
I mean-
No, I don't know. It's probably still Hispanic.
But even if you if you saw a black guy with 2 white kids, there's so many scenarios besides like he
Yeah.
abducted them.
Are the kids freaking out?
Yeah,
Like
they're
they
literally
got
just like
abducted?
walking there with like, I literally think they were getting ice cream.
Are they chilling? You know, like even if the kids are crying, like why are they crying?
Yeah.
Just like observe.
If
Dude.
they're not like, you're not my dad.
Yeah, if they're like, somebody help me.
Yeah.
Probably kidnapped.
But if they're just like,
And if they're like, I want that lollipop.
thanks for the ice cream, Derek.
Yeah, right.
You know?
It's like, oh, they're just with him. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. Jeez, man.
Oh man.
So weird people, man. Yeah, but this lady, she commented on one of our videos. She was like, how dare you make fun of this?
You made fun of this lady's paint job in her house, and it was a bad paint job.
Which, like, I mean, if I had that paint job,
I would want people to make fun of me.
You better make fun of me.
Yeah. And
I'll be upset if you don't.
You're like, I'll make fun of you, and then you'll go fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, yeah, I should have taped it off.
Because that's the real world. You know? It's like somebody says something about something, you're like, they're right.
That's true.
Yeah, and then you fix that thing.
And
you would have never saw that if nobody said something.
And this reaction video, okay, how do you think we're not gonna make fun of someone when the title is "Ladies Addicted to Eating Mattresses"? What do you think we're gonna go on there and be like, oh, what a cool activity? This lady is totally normal and cool.
Yeah, and it's also like, we weren't making fun of her really at all. We're just like, most of the time we're just saying, this is not okay. Like, you can't do this, you know? But
basically, and we throw in some humor, but yeah.
Yeah, we throw humor in here and there because that's the point of the channel.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to go on a reaction channel and the guy's just like, yeah, she's eating mattresses.
Yeah, it's like just
like, that's lame.
I'm going to say exactly what she's doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, the hate's going to come. It's going to go. It is what it is. But we're going to keep doing our thing.
So, yeah.
So, sorry, whatever your name was. But I think you're being ignorant.
So, if you guys want to check out our reaction channel, the link will be in the description of this podcast on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the channel's so small that if you look it up, it doesn't come up yet.
Yeah.
But if you can find the podcast and then look in the description
we
on
should
YouTube.
Like keep linking it in these episodes for a while.
It's Amigos React. Very similar to Los Amigos Gringos.
And it's very similar faces as well.
Very similar people in the videos.
Yeah. Their names are Nick and Brendon.
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of like us.
Slightly. Pretty similar. Like people might think it's the same people, but we hired these people because we were so busy with this podcast.
Yeah.
And all the followers that we have that we had to hire some. We're like, we need people that look like us and are almost as funny as us.
Yeah. And
we found these guys, Brendon and Nick. It was weird. They had the same names.
Yeah. And then we're like,
this works out.
You look like me. That should work.
Because if we found like a guy named Bill and Ron, we were going to make them go by Brendon and Nick.
Yeah.
So people,
because that's the whole thing.
They would think it's the same people.
They have to believe that it's us.
Right. But we're giving you the scoop.
Yeah. So, but it's because this is the different channel. No one will know on the other channel unless they watch this one.
That's true. I couldn't link them. I couldn't link the channels.
You can do like
featured
channel.
Oh,
really?
Because YouTube just came out with the handles, YouTube handles. Because it used to be you could have like youtube.com/Los Amigos Gringos.
Yeah.
And now it's people are getting handles. So it's like @Los Amigos Gringos.
Oh.
And it'll be youtube.com/@Los Amigos Gringos.
Okay.
So we got all our custom handles in line, but it said we got them, but they're not like actually going to start being used for a couple weeks or something.
Well, we'll have to wait for them.
But once that happens, that'll be in the featured section of the channel.
Yeah. Also, speaking of the reaction channel, if you guys watch it, I don't know if there's any of the people that watch the podcast, but if you do watch it, let us know if there's like something specific you want us to react to or whatever. Because we're just kind of doing our own thing right now until we start getting recommendations.
And if you want to send us recommendations, you can DM us on our Instagram, Los Amigos Gringos. Because if you DM my Instagram, I'm never going to see your message.
Yeah, you can DM mine if you can find it, but I'm not going to tell you it.
Cowboy King.
Close. Cowboy King.
The Cowboy King.
It is kind of a cowboy name.
It literally is, isn't it?
Like if I was a gunslinger, it'd probably be my name.
Gunslinger Nick. It's very creative.
Dang it, I wish I thought of that.
I don't know. I wonder if you can have word gun in your like Instagram handle.
I think you can.
Think?
Yeah,
Probably.
as long as it's not like gun that's going to kill you, murder, stab, stab. You know,
Murder, stab, definitely going to kill somebody.
Yeah,
Like the president.
dun dun dun.
FBI just knocks on our door like right now.
Just kicks the door.
Like, this
in.
isn't even hooked to the internet. How are you hearing this?
How did you do that? Honestly, that was pretty cool.
My phone's on airplane mode.
Kind of scaring me though.
Yeah.
That's really freaky. Like, I know you guys listen to our phones, but what the fuck is
I think
this?
if someone knocked on my door right now, I'd poop my pants.
I think if somebody knocked on your door right now, I'd be like, what time is it?
I'd probably be like, it's Amazon, but also
It's Amazon. Probably, but
most likely Amazon.
oh man.
But
Dude, I'm so happy I'm gonna get that freaking iPad.
yeah, so Nick took over editing
For
so-
the podcast.
for the podcast, and he's finally seeing how much work I've put in over the last
Yeah, but you were able to do
year and a half. Both what?
Both camera. I can't do the both camera, dude. It takes so long when you don't have the both camera.
Right. But I've done it before.
You have done it
Not
before.
the whole video, but like half or more than half.
Yeah.
And then also,
It's
I had to learn how to edit.
Time. Yeah. I just like asked Brandon, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do I do this? How do
I
do
know how to
that?
use like the whole thing now, but like it took so much learning. It's crazy. Like you see people on YouTube or like a podcast and you're like, oh, we should start a podcast. And you think it's
Yeah.
so easy.
Mhm.
And it should be. It should be,
It should
dude.
be.
But like
Yeah.
nothing, when you buy equipment, it doesn't work together.
Mhm.
And
You have to
oh,
learn how the
man.
equipment works together. You
It's
have to
so-
learn what works together.
I mean, I would show you guys how, but that video would be so hard to make.
Dude, that video would be 10 videos.
If you want to, okay, if you just want to start a podcast, not a video podcast, it's
Mhm.
pretty easy.
Yeah, like just audio podcast,
Yeah.
that would be
If you have a
ideal.
good enough laptop, that's like the easiest. But also making both mics work at the same time, there's like a special trick. You got to look that up on YouTube.
Yeah.
But you could also just like each of you could record your own audio on your phone with a good microphone.
Mhm.
And then you'd have to put them together.
I mean, depending on what phone you have, you could really use the microphone on your phone nowadays. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it,
I
but you
wouldn't-
could.
I wouldn't listen to your podcast, but
I mean, it depends. Like,
It depends.
If you use our phone, like an iPhone 13 has a pretty good microphone.
it's if you use an iPad Pro,
yeah.
those have really good microphones.
Yeah, just make sure your like AC's not on or
Yeah,
something.
you'd have to be in a perfectly quiet condition
Mm-hmm.
because.
Yeah,
It's pretty hard.
you don't want white noise in the background.
But starting a podcast is fun. It's like a really good hobby.
Yeah, it's fun, and you just like you get to learn a lot about this stuff. And although it's like super frustrating,
Yeah, sometimes it gets so
it's-
frustrating.
It's pretty rewarding.
It is rewarding, and it's funny because me and Nick are like, we should have named this podcast Slackers because we've never stuck with anything in our entire lives.
Yeah, this is the first thing that we're like, oh wow, we're over a year on this now. We're
And
freaking doing
I
it.
feel like there was times where we wanted to give up.
Somebody asked me if I'll ever give up the podcast. I was like, never.
Yeah, I was like, never. I was telling Lily the other day, my wife, I was like, even if we stay at 600 subscribers,
Yeah.
I'll be doing this crap for 20 years and no one's going to listen to it.
It's like, this is my hobby now.
Yeah.
Dude, I love doing this.
I love it.
Fun.
It's like,
working out almost. I just have fun with it.
if you don't have a hobby, like let's say you just work a regular job 40 hours a week, you still have quite a bit of time in the week.
Yeah.
And most of the time people will just like watch TV
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. And you'll get anxiety. Like you're just sitting
Yeah.
around doing nothing. You'll get anxiety. Like,
Dude, I do all the time. I hate that. That's why
Yeah.
I'm just like, especially during the work week, I'm like, okay, I have nothing to do. I'm going to go find something to do.
right.
Like, I'm not going to start playing video games. I'm not going to watch TV. I can't do that until my day is over.
Yeah. Nick came over on Thursday and we were going to podcast. He came over, started editing on his iPad, which sucks. And I want to smash out the window.
I know, dude.
But he got a new one. It's coming in the mail.
Yeah.
But
finally.
so Thursday he sits down. I'm like finishing up work, and we're gonna podcast once I get off. And then his dad calls. He's like, "Hey Nick, the water level on this pipe thing is going up." And Nick's like, "Well, can you fix it on your laptop?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying." That's like exactly what he sounds like, by the way. That's why Nick's laughing. And I can hear. He's not even on speaker, but I can hear him. He has a very loud, boisterous voice.
Your dad's super loud. Oh,
And
man.
then he's like, hey, he's like, get your clothes on. He kept saying, get your clothes on. And
He's
Nick's
get
like,
dressed.
Nick's like, quit saying get dressed. What do you think? I'm naked? He's like, I'm at Brendan's house.
He's like, well, I mean, get your uniform. I'm like, I'm not putting a uniform on, dude. It's 8:00 at night.
Yeah,
like who cares if I'm wearing a uniform? If I gotta go do an emergency job right now, I'm going straight there. I'm not stopping at my house to go get a uniform on.
So Nick leaves, and I'm kind of disappointed, but we're supposed to do it Friday. And but Thursday, I'd already been working all day, so I'm like, I'm fine. Like I just ate dinner, and I was basically like ready for bed. That's what I usually do. And then Friday, I'm off on Fridays. Nick was supposed to come over, and then he texts me like, maybe I should just edit tonight, but doesn't tell me like the real reason. And then I'm like, well, I gotta like show the house tomorrow and do all this other stuff. And then people are coming over at night, so we should probably do it. And he's like, well, also I have to babysit. And I'm like, you could have led with that.
It got switched on me.
Yeah. And then so I got like anxiety because I had done nothing that day. Well, like I went to the gym, ate my proteins, and then waited for Nick to come over. That's what I always do, set up the podcast. And then he can't come, so I get anxiety. And then I text my friend Alex. I'm like, can you come do the podcast? And he's like, I would, but I just made plans with my friends like an hour ago.
Friends with my plans.
So I'm like pacing around the house like a wild animal. Like I need to be productive. And I had already edited the reaction videos for the week, and Nick had the videos to edit for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like,
I should have just gave you to do the thumbnail, even though that would have taken like 2 seconds.
I could have done that, but I did it yesterday. But anyway, I was like being like a squirrely little monkey, and I'm like, I need to do something productive. But before that, I would literally just like on the weekends, basically sit around and wonder like, what am I gonna do with my life? Even though this isn't really doing something with your life unless it takes off.
Yeah,
but it's a good hobby.
It's a good hobby to have. One day we'll make some money on it. At
Maybe.
least,
Possibly.
I think
$10.
we'll make a little bit of money, at least.
I think eventually we could make at least $200.
I think
a year.
Eventually we're gonna have 2 giant mansions on our own Los Amigos Ranch.
Yeah, so if you guys can subscribe, because we want to buy Los Amigos Ranch.
Yeah,
this is our big dream. We dreamt it up going to Chipotle, which is where all big dreams are made.
Yeah.
This is what dreams are made of.
Hey now,
I'll take a bowl with chicken and rice. And then, so we're going to have Los Amigos Ranch. It's going to be a big iron gate when you walk in.
Yeah.
Los Amigos Ranch. And then I'm going to have my big ass mansion, which is going to be 1 square foot bigger than Nick's, just so I can one up him. And then.
Yeah, but I'm going to have cattle.
I'm going to have 7 cattle. More than you.
I was like, what? I'm also going to have a chicken coop.
I'm going to have Kobe, which is my cattle dog, and he's going to run your cattle off a cliff. And then we're going to eat them.
No, he's going to run the foxes out of our
Hen
chicken
house.
coop.
He's afraid of everything. He'll be afraid of a fox.
Dang it.
But, yeah, so big mansions. And then there's going to be a big barn, right? But the barn, this has always been my dream. I don't know if I told you this part, but the big barn is actually a high-tech gym.
Oh, cool.
So it just looks like a regular, like, red barn. But when you walk inside, it's like a sick, like, Lifetime Fitness, but just for me.
What if it was like an actual barn, but then you go upstairs and it's like completely different? It's like all brand new stuff and all gym equipment or whatever.
Dude, my real dream. Okay, so the lottery is at 1.9 billion.
Mm-hmm.
If I won that, and I didn't have a wife that would like make me do practical things, what I would do is I would keep this house, which is just like a regular small house, but I would pay a very top secret company to burrow underneath it and build me like a giant mansion, cool hideaway lab.
Whoa.
You know, like Dexter's Lab.
Dr. Evil Lab.
Yeah. So people would just think I'm kind of broke, but I go into like my closet and I go down to like my real house.
You're like Batcave.
Yeah, my Batcave. That's like just caviar and whatever, like gold. I just bathe in caviar and make beautiful women eat it off of me.
Whoa. See, if I won all that money, I would just buy like toys. It'd be like off-roading vehicles and all the guns and stuff that I want to do. Like I'd buy a bunch of stuff for my bow probably, even though I haven't shot in for so long.
I told Lily if I won, I would keep doing the podcast. She was like, really?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like,
dude.
and I would just make it way better. People would be
yeah.
like, people would be like, they have like a sick podcast studio. Why do they have like 500 subscribers?
I'd start buying viewers or something.
You just buy viewers. I would just go on the stream and be like, can you watch my next video? I'll give you $1,000. Watch it all the way through. Leave a comment and like.
Tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends.
Tell
And
all
if you
your
don't,
amigos.
I'm going to come take your $1,000 back. But that'd be so sick.
That'd be dope. Man.
Dude, 1.9 billion, that would instantly make you
I'm going to Disneyland.
a billionaire. Like, I think you would still have $1 billion left after taxes.
1.9, I don't think that technically makes you a billionaire. You have to have multiple billions to be a billionaire.
No.
I think you have to have 2 billion or more.
No. 1 billion. If
Really?
you have 1 million, you're a millionaire.
I thought it was 2 billion.
No. As
Huh.
soon as you hit that number. But it's funny. It's like you get $1, and then if you spend anything, you're like no longer like you could be a millionaire one day and then be like, oh.
I'm 100,000-aire now.
It's funny because it's actually all your assets combined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like your net worth is, so like if you have a house that's worth more than you paid for it,
Yeah.
you take the debt, you subtract from your net worth, but then like what the house is actually worth, you add to your net worth.
Wait, so then do they base it off your gross pay or your net pay?
It's not pay. It's what do
Or,
you?
I mean, worth. I
it's-
guess worth.
It's what do you actually have in assets and cash. So
Okay.
like
after everything.
yeah, after everything,
It's gross technically.
yeah, it's like all your debt. Well, you don't pay taxes on stuff you already have,
Yeah.
so it's, so like we did it in like finance class. You put together like all your assets and your debts. So you put like all your credit card debt if you have any, put like your mortgage if you have any on the debt, car payments, and then like what your car's actually worth.
Yeah.
Like kind of subtracts from that,
Yeah.
and then
Dude, I wish I took accounting from freshman year to senior year
Mhm.
because I took it 1 year and I barely fucking remember anything from it, man. Like I remember net and gross. That's like all I remember. You know?
that sounds like finance
we
class.
learned a lot, man.
Yeah, I took accounting in college, but like, what am I gonna use it for?
Just to have that knowledge is really. What
I mean,
would want
yeah,
it
I guess it's
for.
kind of useful. Like maybe you could double check your accountant, make sure they're not stealing from you. But if they're like a good accountant, they could probably still do it. Like you're not gonna know that much.
So once we make billions of dollars, who's going to be our accountant?
Me,
Navy.
Navy. She just comes in with like little circle glasses on. Y'all are broke. You spent it all, you idiots.
Oh my God, what are you guys doing? It was terrible.
We gotta cool the spending, guys.
Hey, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you have to spend it all right now.
Yeah, that's
okay?
exactly what it means.
Have you not heard of being rich? You spend all your money all the time.
I'm not gonna let my kids have any.
God.
Spoiled brats. If I lived in a cockroach apartment, they're gonna live in a cockroach apartment.
Yeah, they're gonna learn. Oh my gosh, dude. I always thought like if I was rich and I grew up or my kids grew up like in that environment and they were rich, like I'm still gonna make them do like the things I had to do, like the hard chores and stuff like that.
Yeah, my kids are gonna have chores.
You know, I'm not gonna feed them cookies to shut up and stuff. Or give them like honestly, I don't know how I would feel about video games and stuff like that. Like, because nowadays, like back when we were kids, you can give your kid a PlayStation 2 and it's okay because they're still gonna go play outside all the time. And then when they get too hot outside, they come in and play PlayStation.
The one thing you can't give them if you're rich is the thing that we had. I don't know if you knew that you were broke when you were a kid.
I didn't.
I knew.
I
I
no
had this like
idea.
anxiety,
Mm,
which I think is probably terrible.
yeah.
Like it probably just carried throughout my whole life. Like
Mhm.
I had this anxiety knowing we had no money
Yeah.
and like couldn't get anything. Like I would never ask my mom like if my friends wouldn't go, I wouldn't ask for money to go, or
Mhm.
like I just wouldn't even go
Yeah.
because I was like, she's not gonna be able to give me $20 or $40 or
Oh,
whatever.
man.
So
No, my parents just said no to me a lot.
like, nope. Why?
No.
Don't worry about
why?
it.
Because I can't do that. All right.
All
Doesn't
right.
make any sense. I had no concept of like money
Yeah.
really when I was a child.
Most
so
kids
it's just
don't.
like, can I have $20 to do this? No. Why? I don't have that. Oh, dang it. All right. It's like your mom didn't have $20.
That's what sucks,
You know,
dude. That's like crazy. That's what I
Right.
can't believe is
Yeah.
that That's why I did not want to have kids young, because I don't want to not have $20 to give my kid if they want to do something.
That's also like the mentality that I've been kind of, I guess, prepping myself for when I have a kid is like, my money is now for them, pretty much. You know, like all the stuff that I want to buy for me is on the back burner now. Like they're gonna be priority now.
Well, that's why I want to do well in life so that I don't have to choose. I'm like, I have enough money for what I want to do.
Yeah, if we're making billions, then I don't have to care.
And for what my kid wants to do. You don't need billions. You literally just need.
I'm like nervous that my kid will be like, well, we're rich. Why can't I have a PlayStation 5?
That's why you don't tell them.
Xbox One? Which is like, I'm going to let them have those things, but I'm going to monitor it like crazy.
There's definitely a balance.
Yeah.
That you have to have.
Yeah. And my kids are for sure going to play sports. I'm going to make them play sports. Just because they have to get outside. Like, especially if they're kids that are like, I want to stay inside all day. I'm going to drag your butt to freaking baseball practice.
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, well, guess what? No, sorry.
Me and Lily always talk about it, and we said that our kids are only going to have like one toy chest, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't fit in there, they're not getting, like if they want to get something new, whatever, like they got to get rid of something old.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a whole playroom just filled with toys.
Dude, honestly, I feel like toys are even different than video games because you have your own creativity with it, you know?
Kind of.
Like you take a toy and it doesn't do anything until you put creativity into it.
Some kids do, but some kids don't even play with it. They just like want it because it's shiny.
Yeah.
And then they use it
guess
once.
You gotta see how your kid is.
Right.
Like if your kid was like us and resourceful with their toys and it was like, okay, I have this one action figure, I'm gonna make him everything.
I didn't really play with the action figures much. My favorite thing to do was, so my mom's boyfriend had a kid that was like 5 years older than me. And when he would come over, we had a bunk bed in our room.
Yeah.
And we would play like imagination crap. So our favorite scenario was the top of the bunk bed was like a tree house in this huge forest.
Oh, yeah. I think every second grader has done this with the bunk bed.
And there was dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And we had to like survive and like avoid the dinosaurs. And we were always talking about the raptor. What are they with the claw? The
Velociraptor.
Yeah, velociraptors. Like we're always avoiding the velociraptors.
Look out!
Yeah.
We used to do like castle fort with bunk beds.
When you put
if you're up on the top bunk, you're like protecting the fort, and if you're not, you're like trying to invade. And we'd whack each other with like those tubes
with
from
knives.
With knives. No, this is before like because I had a lot of toys eventually when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But like when I was younger, like closer to like 5 and 6, I didn't have that much toys. But we'd whack each other with those like those tubes that for wrapping presents.
Yeah.
You know,
like
we'd take
big
those tubes.
toilet paper tubes.
Yeah, but it's like it sucks so much
that
that they would just break so fast.
Oh yeah.
Like,
like you floppy.
And of course we're young boys.
You're
so
like,
we're
eat a
way too
Viagra.
aggressive. Eat a Viagra.
Stay harder.
Come on. Dang it.
Oh, what was I gonna say about so podcasts are fun. Start one if you want. It's very hard. You're gonna spend a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but
yeah. I mean, if you want it to be good, you're gonna.
It's gonna take. Yeah.
I
mean, it depends what you think a lot of money is, but yeah.
Don't quit your job because you're gonna need to spend money.
Don't quit your job. You just get 2 microphones. You're like, we're good. I quit.
This podcast is gonna be everything.
This is basically Joe Rogan.
Like 2 months later in a cardboard box on the street. I got my microphone.
Welcome to Cardboardcast. I don't have electricity or internet. Oh, so my theory on Carrie Lake.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's voting day today.
Oh yeah, go vote or don't. We don't care.
Or
that was like 3 weeks ago by the time this comes out.
Okay. First, real quick, if you don't pay attention to like politics and stuff, don't feel bad about not voting.
Yeah,
like people are trying to force people to vote right now because they're just trying to get the counts, and I get it. But don't feel bad about not voting if you don't pay attention to politics and you don't feel like you should vote.
I feel like you should have to take a test.
Dude, really?
Like,
honestly,
prove, like, do you actually know? Because I don't.
Yeah. It's like, who are you going to vote for? What are their 3 main things?
Yeah.
You know? And if you can answer that, then okay, cool, vote.
Yeah. It could be a multiple choice test. If you get a B, you can vote.
Honestly, get a C.
No, if you get a C, you're out.
C's get degrees, man.
C's don't get to vote. In nursing school, you have to pass with a B or higher. And I would
This isn't nursing school.
dude, you don't think the people that control our country should be chosen by people that know enough about them?
That's what the freaking electoral college is for.
I don't think you even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what the electoral college is, but they usually go with the mass vote like most of the time.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the curtains, man.
Electric college.
Electric college.
That's what the electric slide college is for.
Let's vote.
Vote for Biden.
Just always having a party. The freaking disco ball.
Who should we vote for? Let's check the electric college. All right, it's Tuesday. Who do we vote for today? Joe Biden again.
Oh, I forgot we have to vote. Let's just Joe Biden. All right. Yeah. Okay, let's back to partying.
Check 1 hour later. Hey, to vote for Trump.
Okay.
Didn't you just say Biden an hour ago? Yeah, we had a shift change.
We changed our minds.
We actually just flip a coin.
We were just listening to that Mac Miller song that has Donald Trump in it. Or is it
Oh, yeah.
Donald Trump or whatever.
I changed my mind because the Mac Miller song.
Yeah.
That's how most people are. They listen to like one YouTube video. They're like, change my mind. They listen to another YouTube video. They're like, all right, change my mind again.
Dude, that's how people are about voting.
That's like with those commercials that come up.
Yeah.
They're like, Carrie Lake, she has horns under her hair.
Like,
Don't vote for her.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next commercial's like, Carrie Lake, she fed 1,000 people with one fish. And you're like, wasn't that Jesus?
Whoa.
Also, it was Carrie Lake. Like, was it though?
1,000 people with one fish. It was a really big fish.
And then she had a dinner with her 12 assistants and fed them bread and said, this is my body.
And made them eat out of dog bowls.
And now a priest hands out crackers in her honor. Isn't that Jesus still?
And Mark Kelly goes to the moon.
Mark Kelly goes to the moon with your tax dollars.
Tax dollars. Dude, every commercial is just like, dude, can you guys just chill for a second?
Yeah.
It's like, good lord.
It's that same voice on everyone.
It's always like
whether it's good or
extreme
bad
hate or extreme promotion.
I think when it's a negative commercial, it's like a man's voice. And when it's
Yeah.
a positive one, it's a girl's voice.
Sometimes it's like, I don't know. The ones that are negative that have a girl voice almost affect me more because it feels
Yeah.
like it's personal.
In the arms of
Like Mark
the
Kelly
angel,
actually touched his sister once. Mark Kelly doesn't like puppies.
In the
Whoa,
arms
dude.
of
If you pay 1 penny today,
you can kill Mark
you can
Kelly.
take Mark Kelly home with you. Put a leash on him. Make him eat dog food.
And call him Marky Ruff Ruff.
Marky Wolf Bark.
Oh, yeah. So my theory on Carrie Lake, which took us 12 minutes to get to. She is one of the lizard people.
Probably.
For sure. And listen, I don't pay attention to politics.
It's early. Leave us
And
alone.
I have no idea what she stands for, and I have no opinion. But I do know she's a lizard person. Because, how old am I? 28. 24 years ago,
Okay.
I remember sitting in my great-grandma's lap,
Mm-hmm.
rocking in the rocking chair.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, Brennan, you're the best grandchild I've ever had.
Probably,
The
yeah.
only boy in the family. I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
My name will go on. But actually, I don't have the same last name as her because it's my great-grandma. But, and I was watching Good Morning Arizona. Actually, it was probably Fox because it was definitely not Good Morning Arizona that she was on. But anyway, Carrie Lake was on there, and she looks exactly the same 24 years later.
I haven't seen her now. I haven't seen
Did you see her 24 years ago?
I did.
That's exactly what she looks like.
Whoa. Interesting.
No joke.
Oh, yeah. I would like to see a picture of her now because I remember her as a news anchor.
Same haircut. I think it's a wig because she's a lizard.
Maybe.
Her hair has not changed one
What
bit.
What other celebrities do you think are lizard people? Like
I think all the news anchors.
the Facebook guy.
They
What's
look
his name?
oh, he's the
For
leader.
Sure.
He's
Oh,
the
yeah,
leader.
He's the leader. He's the Hitler of them.
I am Mark Mark Lizardberg.
Oh, yeah. Zuckerberg.
Mark Lizardberg.
What about Jeffrey Bezos?
Oh, Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Him too. Bezos. Yeah, for sure. He's bald. He doesn't even choose to wear a wig. He doesn't even try to hide it that much.
Well, I don't think that has to do with it.
Lizards are scaly and they're not hairy.
Okay, I see your
Right.
point. All right. I think he's just so bizarre that he's got to be a lizard person. I think if Elon Musk he's like a race of lizard people that are trying to help us,
Yeah.
and they're a race of lizard people that are trying to hurt
They
us.
all like live in the earth.
Yeah.
And yeah, Elon Musk broke off.
Yeah.
He's like a different
started
branch.
his own clan.
He's like, I'm
or
going to help.
cult or whatever. Yeah. These humans don't deserve this.
Yeah. He's like, I just bought Twitter. Goes back into his little hole.
I'm about to buy Twitter, but then I didn't.
He did.
Yeah, but he like
He didn't want
He
to.
pretty much pulled like
Tried to rug pull it.
yeah.
And then
And
some
they're like,
judge was
"Oh."
like, thou shalt buy. And he was
Yeah.
like, fine.
But Twitter still lost a lot of money doing that.
But I think he paid full price, didn't he?
No, I don't think he paid full
No.
price.
He actually, it
No.
worked.
Yeah, he went down in price.
Someone check that.
I'm pretty sure that was like the reason why he still bought it.
He can just straight up change the markets as he wills.
He's so dude, it's amazing to see him actually like changing Twitter though. Because
Yeah.
there's been a lot of stuff where people are like, oh, Twitter took this down. Elon Musk, help me. And then like within 24 hours, it's put back
Yeah.
up or something, you know.
He's changing the character count.
Mhm.
I saw this video where he's making fun of it because you can post a photo, and a photo is like alt text.
Mhm.
It's basically a bunch of text, and it
Yeah.
tells the computer what to show you.
Yeah, it's code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but he was like, the alt text can be way more than 140 characters.
Oh, absolutely.
He's like, so why? do
Yeah.
it? And
Especially depending on like how good quality the picture is.
he got rid of it instantly, like within a day.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
Yeah. Why do we have to be 140 characters?
That's so stupid.
Like, and you could just, and people would before they would just write on their notes app, take a
Mhm.
screenshot and post
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
which no one was reading. If you're the dork that was writing an essay,
And that's the thing is like, don't put characters because if they like what you're about to say, if you're the dork writing an essay, no one's gonna read it. So
Yeah.
who cares? You know?
like, how many people with like one follower
yeah,
are
unless-
writing like this long crap?
I mean,
Like, people are listening.
unless it's like a celebrity.
Oh, dude, you know what
writing
is
something
so
like that?
funny?
What's that?
Oh my God. I forgot to tell you this on the last podcast. Okay, so we went to Mexico for Lily's dad's wedding.
Mhm.
And no offense to the person I'm about to call out, if you listen to this. I love you. I love you. You're great. She's actually awesome. And she like dances. So Lily's dad's sister, so Lily's aunt,
Mhm.
she gets a groove on, dude. She can dance.
Oh man.
But anyway, anywhere she goes, so we're at the wedding.
Mhm.
She puts on her little reading glasses at the tip of her nose,
Oh yeah.
pulls out her phone,
Oh,
Facebook
man.
Live. One person watching.
Oh,
And she does
man.
Facebook Live all the time. And like only one person watches it.
Oh man.
I'm like, do you know more people would see it if you just did a story?
Is that a Mexican thing? I feel like every
don't-
time I see a
I
Facebook
think-
Live, it's my Mexican friends.
I think it's like an old woman thing.
maybe it's an older generation thing because it has no.
No,
you're
people
right.
do it, but people that have followers do it.
You're right though because I've seen like my parents' friends doing that too.
Yeah.
you know.
It's weird.
And yeah, I don't think it is a Mexican thing. I think it's just like an older thing.
I never go live. I just post a story.
I don't even know what Facebook Live is like for.
It's
you know,
it's like Instagram Live.
yeah, but anybody can do it.
Yeah, yeah. Like
well, I guess Instagram Live anybody can do it too, but people usually do it to like get followers and stuff. People
Yeah, they
use
do it-
Facebook Live to just be like, "This is what's going on in my life."
people generally do it if they have followers and they want to like spend some time with them and connect. Like we could do
Mhm.
that if we
Yeah.
want. Like we have like 10, but
Yeah.
anyway, like if we said, like, hey, we're gonna do Facebook Live on Saturday at 6, like maybe 5 people would show up.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
But it wouldn't be one. Just kidding.
But
It might be one.
But
But anyway, like people with real followers, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's just so funny to see someone do that because I'm like,
Dude.
just do a story. because it stays up for 24 hours. People can check and see what you were doing. And I never click on lives because I don't want people to see that I'm in there.
Yeah, and you never know how long they are. They don't say the time until you click on them, and then it says the time, and you're like, 53 minutes. Like, what, dude? I'm not watching this.
But it's funny. But and TikTok does it to where like you have to have, I want to say 1,000 or 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
You can't live until you get that many.
Dude, I wanted to ask you this, and now that I'm thinking of it, I can ask you it. Did anybody do the hat dance at the wedding?
The hat dance?
Yeah, there's like a Mexican tradition where they throw their hats on the ground and do a dance.
Oh, no.
Nobody did that?
No.
Okay.
Might be different kind of Mexican.
Maybe that's a myth. I forget where I
thought
learned.
that
I think
was
my
like
grandma taught me.
I thought
about
leprechauns did that.
that. No, it's a Mexican thing.
Oh.
I don't know who told me that though.
Yeah, no one did that. Oh, like where they put the hat on the ground, then someone shoots at their feet, and then they dance.
Well, I mean, maybe that's how it started.
That's like the narco tradition.
But I think they just throw their hat on the ground and dance around it now. I don't think they actually get shot at.
You could do a cap gun. Pow, 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 pow. Make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever seen Back to the Future where like he goes back to the Wild Wild West and they're like, dance for me, and they're shooting at his feet. And he's like, he's like jumping around, and then he just starts doing the moonwalk.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck is that?
That's funny.
Good old Back to the Future.
I think we're getting close to time. You know what I just thought of?
What's that?
You got your new iPad. You're going to need a different dongle.
Oh, dang it.
Because the new ones have USB-C.
Oh, man.
You can actually do it without one, but I'll tell you how. But
oh, well, you know what I could just get an adapter.
Yeah, I'll tell you how after. But
Okay.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about that.
But thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment, share with your friends. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave us like a 5-star or a thumbs up, or I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but if you do, leave it in there.
Just, yeah.
It would really help us out if you leave a like. You don't have to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you could just leave a like, that would help this get out to more people, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.
Adios, amigos.